Hey guys, welcome back. So I'm gonna be doing a follow-up here for BTC versus USD. I'm gonna start with the weekly candles because I have been saying for many videos now in the recent past that we were squeezing in between the moving averages, right? The 20 and the 50 on the weekly chart. And so I said I would be waiting for the price to break either below or above one of these two moving averages. So now the weekly just closed below the 50-week moving average. So I made a video a few days ago. This one is for premiums, but I was commenting in this video here technical levels for BTC. See, BTC technical levels. So I was saying in this video that if the price was to close below the 50-week moving average, it would be a little bit, it would be safe, it's not the word I'm trying to find, but it would be okay to open a short position, you know, and keep it open. But in the other hand, if it was me personally, I would not be shorting this or longing on doing anything. I wouldn't be trading BTC versus USD at all personally. The reason is because we have a very close below this 50-week moving average. We have the main trend line here, so you know it was at the it was touched at the top here, and then as a resistance, and then it was support a couple times here, then main support here and here again. So we are very we are very close from this line. So this line could hold, you know, it could hold, and we could see a significant bounce. Even if it doesn't, even if it was not going to hold for the long term, maybe it'll be broken sometime later in the future. But still, we are, you know, too close from this line. We might have a significant bounce here. That's the reason I wouldn't be shorting, even though I have been saying that you could short if we close below the 50-week moving average. But as I always say, you need to take the analysis day by day and getting feedback from the charts day by day and week by week. And by the time this broke below the 50-week moving average, we are too close from this trend line. I would not be shorting. I would I'm not in a rush. I don't need to be trading all the time. I'm cool waiting weeks, months, or whatever long it takes. That's the thing. I don't need to be trading all the time. I think I traded this as good as possible. You know, the last long was here. Been shorting here, been taking profit here in this high, here in this high. You know, then shorting here. I stayed away from some parts here. I don't know exactly, all my videos are there, but it was very well played. Both the uptrend and the downtrend. I don't need to be in every single short or long, because by the time you open a short here, you could be shorting the bottom. It might not, but it might bounce here. So I find it too risky. I find it like 50-50, and I don't bet my money when I think it's 50-50. I only bet my money when I think it's like 70-30 or 80-20. Not now. That's why I would not be shorting this. Even though, you know, if you opened your short here, right at the close of this weekly candle, or at the opening of the current week, if it goes down to this trend line, you have here 7 or 8%. So you could be making an 8% profit, which is decent if you are careful and you use a stop losses and a little bit of leverage. It's good, 7 or 8% profit here. It could, you know, I know it's decent, but it's still, for my, you know, for my style, too risky for me. I wouldn't be doing this because, as I said, there's the probability you are shorting the bottom here. I want to remind you guys, when we were here in the beginning of the year, I was reviewing the BTC chart and other charts. I remember actually specifically, if you follow this channel long enough, I'm sure you remember this. I was reviewing all the coins that were like Ethereum, all these platforms that are to build decentralized applications and smart contracts, like for example, Cardano, Icon, EOS, Ethereum, all these types of platforms. I remember when we were somewhere up here, I was reviewing all those charts and I said, this is going down badly, guys. This is going to crash very, very bad. And as usual, I was called an idiot in the internet because people were saying that it was in all these dips here, see? All these dips, people were screaming, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, cryptocurrency to $1 trillion, $2 trillion, going to the moon. And I was like, guys, I'm selling the bounces. I'm selling here. I think I sold here. I sold here. I'm showing the BTC chart because it's the only chart I have open now. But you can imagine it was a similar pattern with all the other charts, especially these platforms for decentralized applications like EOS, Ethereum, Icon, Cardano. I remember I was selling, and I was selling, I don't hold most of those, but I was telling people to sell, take profit on the bounces. I was even giving targets here. And I was called an idiot. I was like, I got some comments like, you have no idea, get out of YouTube, you don't know nothing, you're selling the bottom here, this is going to bounce and go to the moon. So guys, I was called an idiot for selling here, the tops, and now I've been called an idiot for buying down here. Not BTC exactly, but other coins. I mean, I'm buying coins and I'm looking at charts to buy this dip. I mean, if you want to know more about that, you can go premium. But I mean, it's happening the exact same thing the other way around. First of all, people was like, you're an idiot because you're selling the bottom when we were at the top, and now people are saying you're an idiot because you're buying when we are in a bear market. So you see how you need to go a little bit against the masses, against of what people thinks and feels, because now people is super afraid of buying this dip. They were not afraid of buying these dips here. They were not afraid. They were calling moons and Lambos here in these dips. Now they are afraid of buying these dips. Well, I'm not, and not for BTC. I have to say I'm not buying BTC. I'm not buying any dip here or anything yet. I'm doing so in other altcoins. But what I mean is I wouldn't be shorting it either, because there is the possibility that this is going to be the bottom or near the bottom. Even if it was to break this line, the next significant support is at 5,000. I wouldn't be calling for less than that. And let me show you guys again. I picked the beta stamp chart here because I wanted to show the full, the full history here. So if we go to the logarithm, it's going to be easier to see. So guys, why I'm not so sure we are in this part here in the 2014 year. Why I don't think we're gonna have all this, in the middle, because the reason basically is because yes, we went up a lot, but nothing comparing with what we went up here. So 1 year from the beginning of 2013 until the beginning of 2014. This is 1 year. It was like two very extreme bubbles here, going up like almost 9,000%. So 9,000% comparing with the bubble when we had the bubble here. This is 2,000%. So. And yeah, I know things are not gonna go up in the same intensity percentage-wise. The bigger the market cap, the more difficult it is to move it, right? But the same rule applies for the downside. It's not gonna go up that much. It's not gonna go down that much either. So I doubt this is gonna be. When we were at 3,000, it makes sense from 3,000 to go to 1,200, right? It makes sense from 3,000 to 1,200, and then here a little bit of consolidation, and then you can go up again. But from 20,000 to 1,200, I don't see the probabilities that high. It's much more higher from 3,000 to go to 1,200 than not from 20,000 all the way down to, to 1,200. Like some people are calling now. I wouldn't give that much probability here. From here, yeah, it would have been, because it was a lot closer. You could have like the bear market here, a little bit of consolidation, and then the next push up. But now from 20,000, it's spending so much time here going sideways, guys. To me, we are still in a sideways market here. We are not. This was the bear market. Of course, I'm not saying it's super, super, super unlikely that we go lower. No, I'm not saying it's super unlikely. I'm not saying we're not going to have it. But I'm saying I'm not so sure as people think. People are super scared right now. I mean, I would be scared, as I said up here, buying dips or tops up here, I would be scared, but buying dips or tops down here, I'm not. I mean, doesn't mean it cannot go lower, but the risk is much smaller now. So yeah, I think we're forming a base. If we break below this one, I would say 5,000 would be the next very obvious, bottom here. We're going through a lot of regulation talk. There's a lot of talk about regulations on the news, and that's not good. People don't like markets hate uncertainty, so it would be just so much better to know what decisions are going to be made and what regulations we're going to have for this industry. But so far as people don't know, I think we're going to be going sideways. And it might take a lot of time. We might be going sideways for a long time. I just don't see the reason to panic so badly now. And I mean, BTC could, it looks like I said this yesterday, BTC and Ethereum traded versus the US dollar, they look a little bit more tricky because they only corrected like 70% or 75%, which is a lot already. But other altcoins have corrected more than 90%. So I'm, pretty confident altcoins bottomed out. And if they didn't, they're not likely to go a lot lower than what they did already. So I'm very comfortable buying bottoms there for some of the altcoins, but not for BTC or Ethereum. For BTC or Ethereum, I'm still neutral, guys. I'm neutral. So yeah, I mean, I've been saying to maybe short if we close below the 50-week moving average. I'm not so short anymore because, you look at the chart every day, and I wouldn't do it. I still wouldn't do it. I still think we're going sideways here. So guys, that's my update for BTC. Hope it's clear, and thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.